Hello, hello. Happy Monday. We are back with another One Piece stream. Over the weekend, I was, as usual, refreshing my local cinemas just in case, because I'm huffing that copium. And then all of a sudden, I scroll down, and in November 3rd, I think it was November 3rd or 4th, I see those magical words: One Piece Film Red. It happened. We are actually getting an anime movie. I am very excited. I am going to go see it. I will be in the first airing that happens, and I'm going to be very happy. I'm actually going to see an anime movie in a cinema. I didn't think it would happen. They did start announcing a lot of air dates all over the world, so that's basically the reason why I kept refreshing it, just in case, right? And hey, it paid off. It happened. Alright, we've got 5 seconds. We've got 5 seconds, so One Piece time. Okay, I think I can see why people have... If you name a chapter, Luffy's Dream. Oh, here we go. 1060. 1060. Luffy's Dream. Reader request, redraw the coloring corner. Probably for people who have actually read the manga. This is a cool thing to see, right? Because obviously this has been somewhere else before. That's cool. I wish I could see the whole thing. But alright. Oh well. No way, it's not... Okay, here we go. He wouldn't kill Vivi's dad. Of course, Sabo would never do that. As we all expected, obviously, Luffy doesn't believe it for a second. I agree with you, of course. The enemies of the Revolutionary Army are the world nobles, not the kings themselves. All of us saw this coming, right? Obviously, Luffy trusts Sabo. The revolutionaries declared war on the Celestial Dragons. Their chief of staff, Sabo, assassinated King Cobra of Alabasta, while the princess of that nation, Vivi, went missing. Let's go to Alabasta right now. I'm telling you, King Cobra's already dead. What are you going to do there? Vivi went missing in Marie Joie. Then let's go to Marie Joie. Okay, so Luffy's being Luffy. Luffy's being Luffy. Wait, hold on. Is this something that I've just forgotten because the swamp dude at this point has become a meme? How long has this guy been here? Did we know that he was on the ship? Have I just forgotten this? I mean, at this point, it's become a bit of a meme, right? He's just become your local eavesdropper that just so happens to overhear the ancient weapons, that just so happens to overhear Luffy's plans. Luffy promised Carboy Udon to give him a lift. Yeah, I do remember that they met there, obviously, right? Since the barrel's chained up, I think they know about him. That actually makes sense, right? Yeah, that probably makes sense. All right, that's the home turf of the enemy, you idiot. You want to fight the Navy headquarters? All right, so this is just some good old Straw Hat bands. Chill out, Luffy. Vivi's dad is dead. He was so nice to a bunch of pirates like us. In terms of their reactions, I think this is what we expected, right? Carbo for Nakama, let's get Caesar next. Right. There's just these chaos incarnate characters. Worried about Vivi, worried about her feelings, worried about Vivi. That's a cool visualization to just like Nami's constantly turning around. It sounds like this revelry was quite a turbulent one. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. I'm worried about Vivi, where are you? So everybody is just... It is kind of surprising, right? Because this is something I talked about last time. I sort of expected for us to chill out for a bit in terms of the lore dumps, because usually we see the Straw Hats read newspapers at the end of arcs and at the start of arcs, right? But in this case, we've now gotten like 3 separate times of them like getting caught up on everything going on, which is a little bit surprising, honestly. Not that I'm complaining, right? Newspapers always bring big lore dumps, which I'm very happy about. Love Jinbei on the crew. Oh yes. I want to see them surfing another wave like they did in Whole Cake Island. I want to see some crazy ship shenanigans. Remember, Luffy, what did you say when... Zoro? That's probably not a good thing to bring up. Ace has his own adventures. Oh, I mean, this is a meme format if I've ever seen one. Until he was in undeniable danger, you let Ace live his own life. Okay, but the question is this actually good advice? Is this actually good advice? Because we all know how that ended. So, maybe Luffy should be getting worked up this time around? Because that's also something I talked about last time, right? I sort of expected Luffy to have the "oh no, not again" type reaction, right? But obviously it is a bit more silly than that. I guess he's going to try and chill out for a bit then. You don't think Vivi can figure it out herself? She's a strong woman. She is. She's one of the Strawhats, right? When it comes to time to act, we'll fight whoever we have to, but when there's nothing to be done, just put up with that. On one hand, yeah, that's what I was about to say. On one hand, we all know obviously how the whole Ace thing ended, right? But at the same time, we've got no clue neither where Sabo is, neither where Vivi is, or, like, at this point, I mean, we're in the middle of the new world, right? Even if we knew where they were, it's not like we can get there. Well, at least let me vent a little. Good, Luffy. It's good to vent, Luffy. You're an ogre. Green mom, crappy moss head. Green Kaido. I love a little bit dunking on Zoro. So many things happened while we were in Wano, and they're all rapidly developing. I love how Sanji is just fighting Zoro in the background again. Brilliant. The dissolution of the Seven Warlords system resulted in high-level pirates being unleashed upon the sea. And that led to the formation of the Cross Guild, and with that, the new Emperor of the Sea, Buggy the Genius Jester. I love how Luffy is just stepping in for us as the reader at this point. Dude's just like, now that's a mistake. I'm glad everybody's on the same page that it is 100% a mistake. Now, Luffy, there's some more names. Wait, hold on, what? There are more names with some connection to you in here. Do you want to know? I'll leave that to you. Just tell me if it's real bad, alright? I'll do that. I'm sure you've had enough news for now. No, we haven't, Robin. No, we haven't had enough. We have not had enough news. So someone else that is important is in the news. It's probably Koby. It probably is Koby being captured, right? That's weird. That's weird that she doesn't mention it. I mean, at the same time, she probably doesn't want to get Luffy even more worked up over something he can't really control, right? Sabo didn't do it. I know, Sabo grew up in a home that controlled him. He just wants everyone to be free. Yeah, of course. I swore an oath to him and Ace, just the three of us. I wanna... So Okay. Come on, you know that's not possible. Maybe it is once I'm a king of the pirates? I mean, who thinks of something like that? Did I never tell any of you about this before? Nope, I've never heard, not that I mind, but it can happen. I guess it was only Shanks and Ace and Sabo then. What did they say? They laughed, Shanks had tears in his eyes. And that's all at the end of my dream. Okay, I guess I've got to take it seriously. This is quite a caption I've saddled myself with. Okay, hold on. So, hold on. Luffy's dream. You know what I think it is? It's one of two things. Actually, no. It's not even one of two. It's just one thing. I think Luffy wants to make everyone a pirate. I think that's what he's talking about. I think he wants everybody to live like a pirate. Chopper is crying, right? Because he remembers Hiruluk. Because Hiruluk said the same thing, right? Hiruluk basically said that, I'm not a pirate, but if I need to live like one, that's what I'll do. I'll raise this flag. Because my other thought was that Luffy wants to unite the Navy and the pirates, right? He wants basically to dissolve that barrier. But no, that doesn't fit in with this. I think that's something like too intricate. I mean, pirates are usually bad. I don't think so. I don't think that's the idea here. I don't think we're talking about pirates per se. I think that Luffy wants everybody to live like a pirate because Luffy considers himself as a pirate, and Luffy is obviously he just wants to have fun, right? He just wants to be free and to have fun. And I think it makes sense with their reactions. Because Nami is just like, that does sound like you, right? Remember that Nami hated pirates. Remember that Nami literally hated pirates. But she's a pirate now. Are they like pirates in the traditional sense of pirates being bad? Obviously not. And I think that's what Luffy's referring to here. He's not talking about pirates, someone like, I don't know, Blackbeard, right? He's talking about just being free. Marines also, they are restricted by laws. As a pirate, you're free. Exactly. I think Luffy's just like, you know what? I'm a pirate. I want to be the most free. And I want everybody to live happily ever after. I think that's what he's talking about here. And I think in his mind, if he is the king of the pirates and he is the most free, he can be like, look at me. You can all live like this, you can all be free, you can do whatever. I think he wants everybody to be pirates. Does that make sense? I think it does. Luffy said that when he was like 8, so it probably doesn't make sense for something to be complicated. It's probably something childish. But wouldn't you say that I want everybody to be a pirate is very childish? Because I think it is. I think it very much is. Remember that Luffy as a kid was like, hey Shanks, you're cool, you're a pirate, I'm gonna be a pirate, right? And if he was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a pirate, and I want everybody to be a pirate, that's very childish in my eyes. Why would they laugh though? Why would they laugh though? Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about a world that has things like the Buster calls. We're talking about the world that has people like Doflamingo in it. It's a ridiculous dream, right? It makes sense in my head. It makes sense in my head. If he legit just said, I want everybody to be a pirate, that's my dream, I think it makes sense. I mean, being a pirate equals being free. That's not really funny. I don't think they're taking it like that. I think they're just thinking about the being a pirate part. I don't think they're automatically constructing it all down, as we are right now. It's like, imagine if your friend walked up to you and told you, I want everybody to be a pirate. I mean, you would be like, what are you talking about? What are you even talking about? I don't know. It makes sense for me. It makes sense for me. Robin reaction like she knows something about him. That's the other thing. At the same time, with Robin, I feel like Robin's reactions are usually muted, right? Because we know that there's a lot of things going on inside her head, and she doesn't necessarily always talk about them that much. I don't know. Roger said that was being an adult, though. I mean, being an adult doesn't make you any less silly. Roger was the most silly dude of all. Roger was an absolute jokey lad. It has to be the same as what Roger said. I think it may. I mean, keep in mind, the last thing Roger did was announce that the One Piece is real. I mean, he basically said that. Like, his last words made people pirates. If his dream was to make everybody a pirate because he was a pirate and he lived freely, how is that like, I mean, in my mind, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Not just a little bit of sense, but perfect sense. Though I've said that with absolutely every one of my theories. That's what I think it is. Let's move on. I've spent way too much time talking about this. That's my theory. Luffy's dream, and Roger's dream, and Kid Luffy's dream, and probably Joy Boy's dream too, was to make everybody a pirate. Message from Flame Emperor Sabo to the... Where is he? Trace a signal. Okay, so we're finally getting a check-in with Sabo. Is anything going on? There's no one transparent jamming. It's an emergency call. Trace successful. Where is he? The Kingdom of Lulusia. What the hell is the Kingdom of Lulusia? That's for all the revolutionary... Oh, right. Was that it? That was a while ago. Lulusia, my word. That's one of the 8 countries that revolted the other... Oh, yeah, there we go. It's one of the 8 countries that revolted the other day. The perfect place to be... Okay, an emu's here. I see an unlucky man. No, it is simply destiny. Sabo, sorry for the trouble. I'm glad you're alright, my boy. Dragon, I wasn't the one who assassinated King Cobra. Big surprise. I knew it. I believed you. We had a feeling, Sabo. But when I was in Marie Joie, I saw something terrible. Lulusia, what is going on here? Hold on. I'm gonna read the chat in a second. Hold on. Actually, no, it might be important. It's the one we were introduced to the Revolutionary Army Commander, and the one Koby and Helmappo rescued the princess of the Luluka Kingdom. Oh, by the way, I need to read the rest of the cover stories. Yeah, because I haven't read the Ace cover story yet. I'm gonna read that. I like the idea of wanting Marines and pirates to end up befriending each other. That can also be the culmination of contradictory ideas he had growing up due to Shanks and Garp. I think that works too, but I think that's something you would have to rephrase it, right? So that's why I think it's in Luffy's mind, it's as simple as everybody being a pirate. It's as simple as that. If everybody was a pirate, we'd all get along because we'd all be free. Lulusia, New World. Terrible. What was it? The sky's so dark. Are those clouds? It's almost like some massive object is hovering just overhead. Hold on. You'll regret this. Mark my words, once Naval HQ arrives, you'll all be sentenced to impalement. The empty throne in Pangaea Castle. The throne that's supposed to remain forever empty? Oh, I can't wait to see this in the anime. I love how just scattered the speech panels are. This is so good. Oh, what? What is you do not understand the kingdom of Lucia? What? Is this Uranus? What? I mean, it's something coming from the sky. Uranus is the skies thing. What? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Now we need to take a step back. Now we need to take a step back. If this is Uranus, why does Ohara still exist? Why does Eni's lobby for that matter exist? Because obviously, no. Now we need to think retroactively. They always knew about Luffy's fruit. That's been made clear. They knew that the Gum Gum fruit was always Joy Boy's fruit. So why didn't they just choose a location where they knew Luffy was and just annihilate it? Obviously it would begin. Oh, I have so many questions. Why did they not do this to Ohara? Maybe it comes at a cost or has some condition. That is entirely possible. That is entirely possible. They maybe don't want to bring attention. Well, deleting Ohara just outright, I think that's the best way of not drawing attention. There has to be a nerf. I think there absolutely has to be a nerf. Because if they command this sort of power, I mean, okay, you could say that, alright, they maybe wanted to use Ohara as an example. Right? Let's put it that way. So they sent a buster call to Ohara to basically be like, if you ever mess with our stuff, this is what's gonna happen. But that doesn't really make sense, right? Because why would you leave the only people that can decipher the poneglyphs, and you are obsessed with the poneglyphs? Why wouldn't you just delete that entire place? There has to be some condition here that we don't know about. And question is, Sabo. Because like with the I'm scared daddy, all of them are looking like straight at the skies. But with Sabo, actually, no, that's not Sabo, is it? I don't think that's Sabo. With Sabo, very conveniently, we don't see a panel where Sabo is actually portrayed. And very conveniently, we also see that near Lulusia, there are a bunch of other islands. So do I think Sabo was just evaporated? No, I do not. No, I do not. All heroes in the West Blue. Could Vivi be a key to Uranus? I mean, I guess it's entirely possible. I don't see why, but it could be entirely possible. Does anyone actually think Sabo is dead? I don't think so. I don't think Sabo's dead. They want to investigate only Ohara scholars. Okay, no, kill the civilians for safety measures. Well, obviously, yeah, right. The whole investigation was because of the researchers. But again, remember that the Void Century is something that was deliberately caused because they were obsessed with people finding out information from the poneglyphs, right? And obviously, they are more than fine with extreme measures. So, from Eames' perspective, he just deleted an entire thing, right? Just because somebody saw him. Maybe that's why, right? So maybe they don't really care that much about anything, and it's only if somebody actually knows about Eames' existence that's the problem. So maybe there is something. Maybe seeing Eam is important. Because maybe if they were to target people only because they have seen Eam, which we have not seen Eam. We have no idea who he is or who they are. Maybe the moment you see them, something changes, something big. They could also nuke Kambaka Queendom too. Yeah, I mean, this raises a lot of questions. I don't want to, like, come to any conclusions yet, right? Because clearly we're missing some vital piece of information. No one ever asks how Emu is. No one does. No one does. I would assume being the king or queen of the world is probably pretty good. Probably pretty good. Do you remember when Dovi talked about the secret weapon Marie Joie? He needs immortality to use it. He'd never really said that it's a weapon, did he? I think he just said he has some treasure and, like, for his next step, he needs to be immortal. So I don't think he called it a weapon per se. So I think he just said that it's something he has and he wants to be immortal for it to happen. All right. Let's move on. Seaquake detected in the open sea to the southeast. Tsunami warning issued days later on the Thousand Sunny. It's so scary and cold, watch out for the icebergs. Quickly furl the sails, the wind is too strong. Are we nearly at the island yet, Nami? Oh, here we go. It's going to be a winter island! Yes! A winter island! Please, no, no! I just realized, this is just going to be a lore dump island. This isn't going to be a big island. No. I want a big winter island. We haven't had a winter island in so long. Give me a winter island. Please, give me a winter island. Alright. Oh, what a fashionable choice, Chopper. Oh, it's a hat woven from Otama. It's like one of the hats they made with Ace. That's sad. I love Robin and Chopper so much. I love them so much. Like her just being, oh, what a fashionable choice, Chopper. It's so good. It's so good. Hey Nami, what's that? What the hell is this chapter? There's another mystery. There's some giant whirlpool. What is this? It's an enormous swarm of an eddy. English isn't my first language. What the hell is an eddy? Eddy. A circular movement of water causing a small whirlpool. So it's just a whirlpool. Okay. Okay. I was so happy about the Winter Island. If this is a proper arc we are going into and not just like a Zoe, and if this is a Winter Island, I will die happy. I need a Winter Island. I was about to say that we know for a fact that it's not Elbaf, right? But we don't know. It could be Elbaf. I don't think we know about Elbaf's climate, do we? Chopper looks so good in that outfit. Chopper is such a dapper little gentleman. Such a dapper little gentleman. It's criminal to have this packed newspaper, exactly, and not have just Dofi laughing out loud at everything going wrong. Yeah. Get us out of here, Jinbei, before we get sucked in. Wait, someone's inside the water? Aang? Aang, is that you? Has the Avatar returned? Imagine if this is Joy Boy. Joy Boy's back. He's pulling an Aang. He's returned 800 years later. It wasn't actually. Luffy's not Joy Boy. This is Joy Boy. He's returned. 800 years ago he vanished when the world needed him most. Cut it open. One sword style bird dance. Wonderful. I love Chopper so much. The dude just comes outside and gets blown away. I love him so much. I love him so much. Oh, this is some good bands. This is some good bands. A little kid pops out. Worst generation the glutton jewelry Bonney. What is going on? How does she get how does she get from the reverie to here? I am so confused. Why is she in a weird water whirlpool Aang thing? How did she get over here from Kuma? Yes, Kuma is the answer, but why? And why in a whirlpool of water? Because like what we saw with Kuma, right, is that you just fly. Is this flying? It's a big whirlpool. Kuma makes sense. Kuma makes sense. I'm so excited for Bonnie's return. I'm excited too. We haven't really seen a lot of her. Honestly, I'm excited for any of the worst generation. Except Drake. I think Drake being given a entirely new angle, like with him being an undercover agent and all that was really, really interesting. But in terms of everything else, I thought Drake was boring. Apo was pretty cool, or Apo, I don't know, however you want to say it. He was pretty cool. I really want to see Beji back in the story. But yeah, this is weird. This is really, really weird. And her bounty is relatively small. Especially for a captain. Interesting. I think Kuma blasted her to one of the countries that revolted on the world government and the country doesn't exist anymore, so that's why she didn't land. Does that mean that they deleted another kingdom? That seems like a bit of a stretch. Bonney is the mother of Luffy. She knows Kuma and Dragon and has fruit to become young. Of course. And she's a glutton too, right? She likes eating a lot of food just like Luffy. I wouldn't even be like that against it, right? Because we know nothing about her. But like, no. No. She was undercover on Reverie. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, right? Because was it in post-war? I don't remember where it was, right? But there was the scene of her being caught by Blackbeard. But then Blackbeard ran away because Akainu showed up. And then Akainu said, like, my blood ran cold when I heard you'd escaped. Which is kind of like, right? And then she pops up at the Reverie, which is again like, maybe they deleted all 8 countries? I don't know. Like, if they really are that liberal with just blasting countries out of existence, then that just makes me I don't think that's it. Because in that case, like, I feel like they would blast like Luffy and any other big name pirate like immediately. I don't know. I feel like if it is Uranus, of course, we don't know if it is Uranus. I think it is. Something on this scale does seem to be Uranus. But if it isn't, or even if it is, I feel like there has to be some major drawback. Akainu said that Bonney had already previously escaped from the world government, which gave him chills for a yet unknown reason. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously there's more to her than we know, right? And the fact that she just randomly pops up here now, that's even more bizarre. And the fact that her bounty is relatively low, like 320 million. She's like a captain of the worst generation, right? Maybe I've just gotten desensitized to the bounties because like the crew's bounties are now insane. It feels like with the worst generation, with all the shenanigans they've gotten up to, especially for a captain, it should be higher, right? So maybe there is something behind the scenes that we like have no idea about, right? The weapon is slow. It can nuke moving objects. Do we know that? I don't think we know that. But I am glad that we're seeing the worst generation back in the story. I still want to see... What's his face? The monk dude, right? The one with wings. You know what I'm talking about, the monk dude. This chapter is insane. Let's go through it again, really quickly, right? Let's go through the big things. So, of course, everybody knows that Sabo didn't do anything. Everyone is certain. Everybody's worried. Chopper's crying. Nami's crying. Luffy makes a meme. I swear if this hasn't become a meme, I'm disappointed in the One Piece community and I will leave it. I mean, this has to be a meme. This 100% has to be a meme. This is like the perfect meme template. Alright, so they clown on Buggy. And then Luffy says his dream, which my theory is 100% correct. I guarantee it. Luffy wants everybody to be a pirate. 100%. 100%. Heard it here first. This is like a really cool shot, though. And that's all at the end of my dream. That's a really cool shot. So, last poneglyph, we don't know anything about it. Okay. Emu is chilling with his butterflies. And then they nuke it. Count the bullets of the attack beams. It's 16. And Dofi's attack called 16 holy bullets. Is that true? Hold on. 1, 2... So are these supposed to be 2 separate ones? I assume so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they're not supposed to be separate because there are way more than 17. Or rather 16. Emu's stand. Right. Emu's stand would be like some weird creepy thing that just pops up behind you with its creepy little eyes. I love how every time we see Emu is just this menacing silhouette. It looks a bit comedic. They did not aim for Sabo? Or who else would they aim for though? And like they literally intercepted the call, right? I mean, okay, I think this is just a difference in us interpreting it, right? Because I read this as them saying an unlucky man, right? That he saw Emu, and that's the reason why they're nuking it. That was my initial read on it. I think basically what they're saying here is, oh, it's Leloucia, sheesh, we're going to have to destroy an entire nation. And then they're like, well, an unlucky man, right? That he just turned up there. That's how I read it initially. Could I be wrong? 100% sure. I think they were aiming for Sabo. Before they intercepted, they did not know he was there? Where do people get that the weapon is slow? Is that actually ever said? Because I didn't know that the weapon was apparently slow. Because, I mean, the first time we cut to it, right? They're just saying, the sky's so dark, it's almost like some massive object is hovering overhead. But I mean, we don't know if it's moving fast or slow. Also, we have to remember that this is a manga, right? The fact that we're seeing a lot of panels, I mean, it could literally be 5 seconds. I just assumed because the shadow in clouds was forming slowly, it took a couple of panels. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is one of those things that we'll have to basically wait for the manga, right? Because when you look through the panels, and we hear, like, the voiceovers, right? if the explosion was instant, we would still need to see the dialogue, right? So how do you go about it? So this is one of those things that are just we have to think about when we're actually reading it. Because my assumption is that it like flied up and they just annihilated it, right? And the conversation was happening at the same time, and obviously it would be happening faster as they were speaking, but I don't know. I could 100% be wrong. I don't know. A lot of One Piece users also think they aim for Sabo. I mean, that's my read on it. That's my read on it. I also don't know why people said it. On the other hand, it seemed ginormous, so it has to be slow. Well, not entirely. Luffy's biggest form is also one of his fastest. So I don't think we can really say that like fast, or rather big equals slow, right? And if it is like an ancient weapon that can just fly around, I don't know. Because like based on the panels we see, it feels like it showed up, everybody looked up, and by the time they really looked up, they were already gone. So my assumption is that it's very fast. They wouldn't ask to track the call if they were aiming for him. I mean, who says they need to aim it, right? Who says they didn't hear he's in Lulusia and it just popped up then and there, right? We don't know how it works. Does it need to move around? Can it fly around very fast? Who knows? If it's that fast, they would use it to search for a laugh tail. I mean, if it's a weapon, maybe they can't use it to search for a laugh tail. Obviously, there's a lot of questions with it that we don't have answered, right? And that's why I don't want to theorize about it too much because we obviously don't know how it works. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, basically. We obviously don't know much about it. I've been doing this little thing which started as a joke, but I'm going to keep doing it. It's time to rate the chapter. This chapter, what did I give the last one? I think I gave it a 9.5. All right. This chapter is also getting a 9.5. Very good, solid mysteries. Luffy's dream is for everyone to be a pirate. I'm right, 100%. Also, the weapon is not slow. That's my rating. IGN, write it up. It's done. Ship it. This was an incredible chapter, I'll say that. I guess that's where I'll leave it today. It's been a fun stream. It's been an insane chapter. Predictions for next chapter. Will we probably reach a new island? Maybe. Will it be a winter island? I sure hope so. Will it be Elbaf? We've never seen Elbaf with snow? Or maybe we did. Maybe we did in the Big Mom flashback, actually. I don't know. I just hope it is a winter island. Have a wonderful start of your week. And I'll see you when I see you. Alright. Bye-bye.